Society is headed for collapse. So, guys, we've been warned that things were coming and we're beginning to see the beginnings of that. And it's actually now personally affecting me. So, the internet went out today. Many sites were offline. YouTube was affected. It's been happening for a couple of days now, actually, but it's been getting really bad. And, guys, this is a preview of what's to come. So, we're going to explain why you should all be putting money into crypto. Be very careful right now and where things are actually headed. Yes, I mentioned the C word, the dreaded C word, because I warned you guys that, you're going to try to take money out of the bank and it's going to say unaccessible, or you're just going to keep on getting those loops. Yeah, spoiler alert, that happened to me. That straight up happened to me, and I'm sure it's been happening to a ton of other people. So sit back, relax. We're gonna jump into it. Don't forget to follow us over on Rumble. Our Rumble's linked in the description of the video. And also, don't let them tell you that you will own nothing and be happy. Go and check out English Crypto Academy to learn how to buy, sell, and trade crypto, and protect yourself, protect your assets for what's coming, guys. So you will have money. You'll be able to survive. And now let's go ahead and jump right into the video. And we'll just toss this in there because I like to like, share, subscribe to help push us out into YouTube algorithm. Little bit of shameless promotion there, guys. So AWS outage update. What happened today and why? Now, many of you don't know what Amazon Web Services are, and you probably don't care. But none of this is free. Like, this is not magic. Gen Z seems to think that the internet runs on magic. Like, they hear the cloud and they're like, what the hell is the cloud? Oh, the cloud, that means that information is stored in the sky. No, you little idiots. No, they're served on they're stored on servers, on actual physical storage spread across the world in things called centers, okay, that cost lots of money and use lots of energy and are heavily subsidized by the state, our money. Now, Amazon Web Services is the backbone of the internet in the United States. There are two big dogs: Amazon Web Services and Cloudflare. Cloudflare is basically it's a system that allows websites, it protects them from things like DDoS attacks. It also helps for faster loading, and it's basically another layer. Amazon Web Services, on the other hand, this is basically where all of our data is stored. When I say our data, I let me put it this way. So for me, if I run a website, I'm not usually going to use Amazon Web Services. Although the website that I'm the web although the company where I'm that I'm using for my web service, they may actually be using Amazon. So they may be leasing Amazon's web servers and then reselling that web service to me, right? That storage to me. So basically, Amazon powers the internet. And most big companies, Netflix, for example, when Netflix has gone down in the past and people are like, why is Netflix not working? They usually blame Amazon and say, Amazon is to blame, their servers are not working. And, you know, a lot of companies still rely on Amazon. YouTube very well may rely on Amazon, because I'll explain like how a little bit of how technology works. So when we store information on servers, you might think, okay, well, let's say your private information is stored on one server, like, your videos are stored on one server. And actually, that's not how it happens. It's called clustering. So clustering basically divides up. It basically stores different copies of information, of files on different servers, and by doing that, it ensures that not what that all the data is not lost if one server goes down. And it also breaks up the workload so that it's not so no single server is taxed too heavily, right? So most information uses the process known as clustering. So your information is spread across many different servers across the entire world, and there's also another term called propagation, which is why sometimes you could be in the United States and you're going to a website and you're refreshing the page, and the information you're seeing on the page is not the same information that someone in in another country is seeing because of the distance between the servers where the data is stored. So, for example, it takes time for information to propagate sometimes from one server to another server and to spread to other servers so that it's available locally to you. The internet is really made up of a collection of servers and a loose network all over the world. That's why they call it the World Wide Web. It's basically a bunch of servers all over the world, right? And the backbone for the internet for big companies like Netflix, banks. I can't not for sure, but maybe like Bank of America, whatever. Many of these they use Amazon Web Services, and basically it's been going down all day long. It's and guys, how bad is the situation? It's so bad that I could not log. I've been struggling to log into my bank account. And like literally I started getting all kinds of things like, oh, here's a verification code. And also it seems like I thought, like, for example, I was like, I've been getting this like PayPal. I thought PayPal was just screwing with me, like constantly giving me this thing like, we can't log you into your account and ID verification. And I'm like, what the living hell is this? And I thought it was part of the whole ID verification push because I don't trust them. But now that and it's been happening for a few days, but this whole internet thing is this whole thing with the internet has been happening for a few days, and now I'm beginning to wonder, oh, is this a problem with Amazon Web Servers? And guys, what this is an example of how how fragile society is. So right now we're doing the whole digital ID thing, ID verification thing, where you need to verify your ID across the internet if you want to use the internet, if you want to participate in society. If you look at what's happening in the UK right now, you're going to need ID verification evidently just to like get housing. So for example, if you want to access housing, if you want to access health benefits, if you want to work, you're going to need ID verification and all of this. Guys, if you want to, and even in like country like Mexico right now, they'll be rolling out their own version of ID verification. So if you want to access banking, if you want to access travel, if you want to access all of these different things, what they're doing is they're centralizing all of this. And I'm telling you, the people who are doing this, they know exactly what they're doing because they tried this in India. And when they did this in India years ago, where they introduced ID verification, where you needed IDs to access healthcare, access food, access benefits, access everything, access your bank accounts, hackers basically got in and they wreaked havoc, and people, you had entire villages of people like, it was just really bad. I have to kind of play with my words, but you can go into your own research and you can see how bad things got when it with ID verification. The Supreme Court over in India basically found a lot of it to be illegal, and a lot of it was ultimately reversed and limited. But that was only after so much damage was caused through as a result of ID verification and of digital ID, and they're pushing ahead with it. Like all of these countries are rushing to roll it out, but this is a preview of where we're headed. I warned you guys, you're not going to be able to access your money. I said always have a little crypto on hand, always have some crypto tucked away, have money stored at home, guys. How many years have I been warning you? I've got money stored away at home. I've got money at home right now. All right, I've got money at home. I've got crypto stocked. Like I have solar panels. Many of you guys know this. I have solar. I have a solar panel, giant solar panel. I have. What else do I have? I have done dun, dun, dun. I have a backup portable battery that can connect to the solar panel. Okay, like I was like like two was it a year ago? Let's say it was 2 years ago. About a year ago, I became really I became really paranoid, and I was like, yeah, I need to basically prepare for hell on earth. I need to prepare for hell on earth, and I did some things. I'm not gonna lie, I did some things that I took some precautions, and I'm kind of fast forward like a year later where all of this ID verification stuff is happening, this digital ID stuff is happening, Amazon Web Services are going down, you can't access anything. Where we're heading is basically, as they roll this thing out forcibly, and these and bad actors are like have a field day, they're gonna they're gonna take down Amazon Web Services. They have, guys. There's so much consolidation because of greed that you literally have just a handful of players right now, a handful of players. And if you knock them offline, if you go after this handful of players, you can take out basically you could knock the internet offline. You could knock and now when you can knock off you can basically knock financial services offline, knock all ATMs offline. Even companies like Microsoft are not immune. It's crazy. It's literally crazy. And if you're like, well, we can try to diversify a bit more, like in terms of web services, there's not many, guys. There's not many different web services, like major web service providers out there. There's like a handful of them, like big boys. Amazon Web Services is the big boy. Then there's Microsoft, and this, and then there are smaller players. Okay, I forget if Google offers any cloud services of their own. They may, but in terms of like keeping the internet online, yeah, it's Amazon and Microsoft. There's not a lot of them out there, bro, because it's hard. It's very expensive to build data centers, extremely expensive to build data centers, which is why most companies choose not to stress themselves over it and instead buy service from others. But like this is just a preview of hell on earth right now, where nothing works anymore. Okay, where you lose access to your bank account, you lose access to healthcare, you lose access to everything. Like you won't be able to do anything. And it's like I warned you guys about this. You're like, well, if the power goes out, and I said, yeah, but what if the power doesn't go out, but you can't access anything anymore? You can't access your bank account. You can't access any of your accounts, and it's basically like not accessible. And that you're like, well, I'm just gonna go to the bank and go inside, and the doors are chained. Like people, uh, 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 uh. And for those who are like, well, I'm not going anywhere, so I don't need a passport. And I kept saying, listen, just have it. You don't worry about anything else. Just have it. There's some of you who are defiant. And you know what? I don't care about you because when everything goes to hell, you're like, well, I'll never leave. Well, yeah, if you're one of those people who are never going to leave, if everything goes to hell, well, then that means that if everything goes to hell, then you're going to go to hell with it. Guys, in a world pushing you to own nothing and be happy, crypto is your key to survival. Join Angry's Crypto Academy to master buying, selling, and trading crypto. Make huge profits and safeguard your wealth. Plus, discover the one crypto virtually no one is talking about, poised to create new millionaires in the upcoming bull run. The link is in the description of the video below. Go check it out now. So yeah, let's actually read a little bit of this article from Mashable. It says AWS outage update: what happened today and why? An issue with Amazon Web Services means big problems for the internet. So Amazon did give an update, and Amazon provided more updates on how it repaired its web services and noted by 3:01 p.m. all Amazon Web Services returned to normal operation. Some services as AWS Config, Redshift, and Connect continue to have a backlog of messages. So yeah, it's not up and working properly yet. Still, guys, it's still experiencing downtime. They're lying. I'm still having trouble getting into my bank account. Amazon is totally lying. Service recovery across all Amazon Web Services continues to improve, the company wrote. It noted it was continuing to reduce throttle on certain affected tools. So they are still throttling it. They're still having problems. They are still so Amazon saw a major outage in the early hours of Monday morning, a temporary recovery, and then further issues as the East Coast near midday. You can read the full explanation, guys. This will take the entire stock market down. Like something like this will take down the entire stock market. It will take down the stock markets. It will take down. It could even take hell. It could even take down, like how it could take down electric companies because how they monitor users and how they uh how they keep track of data. It could take down the power grid, like because everything is so now interconnected and woven, and they haven't learned their lessons. They have not learned their lessons at all. It can take down phone services. Your phone can stop working. Yes, you heard me right. Because so many phones are now relying on voice over IP. Like if you don't have a VoIP phone, your phone will no longer work. Many people don't even realize the shift that has happened in recent years, where it's off. It's shift from it's everything has very much shifted from traditional phone lines to basically just everything being over the internet, and you don't even realize it, which is one of the reasons why quality has changed so much. Guys, everything is internet based now. Everything is internet based. So this stuff goes down. These data centers go down, bro. It's over. Everything is over. You cannot make the power doesn't go out, but you cannot make phone calls. Although power may go out, but the power may not go out, but you cannot make phone calls. You cannot access your bank account. In fact, I mean, even listen to me. You cannot play video games because, like, oh, I have a PlayStation 5 and my game. I have a bunch of physical games. When Sony's network went down recently, which by the way, again, may have also been could be tied. A lot could also go down as a result of problems with web services. When these things happen, I want you guys to just really understand that the last time it happened with PlayStation 5, people had physical games like Gran Turismo, and they were putting in the game and the game would not work because they said that you didn't have an active internet connection. So that basically tells you that physical games are not actually physical, that people are purchasing for these consoles. And I suspect it's the exact same situation right now with things like the Nintendo Switch 2, where people don't realize that those physical games that you're purchasing on the Nintendo Switch 2, like not the game key. No, I'm not even talking about the game key cards because those are just basically a code on a disc. No, 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 no. I'm talking about the actual physical games that you're purchasing. All right, they will not work. They absolutely will not work. For people who knocked me and were talking crap to me, let me explain something. I have games downloaded on I have tons of GOG games. All right, I have tons of GOG games, and I've downloaded some of them. And I'm actively working on downloading the games that I have to have to an SSD, so that when something like this happens, I have a backup power supply. I have a power supply, and I have my games. I've got emergency funds on hand that can hold me down for a while. I have access to crypto, so so I can't get into my bank account, but I can access my cold wallet. I can access my wallet. Yeah, and a lot of y'all will be there, big grown men. You're hungry, you're thirsty, you're miserable. Can't you like this is not fair? You pay your taxes. You start talking a lot of stupid stuff, and you know what you remember? You start remembering Uncle Angry. You start thinking like, okay, well, Uncle Angry said this. Was there anything he said? Did Uncle Angry say anything that I could use to survive? Nah, bro, you're not gonna make it. You're not gonna make it, little bro. You need to prepare yourself. All right, get right with the Lord Jesus Christ, because you're not gonna make it, little bro. You didn't listen. Okay, you didn't listen, so now you're gonna feel the effects of that, and you have no one to blame but yourself, little bro. Okay, little bro, you brought this onto yourself. Don't go looking for Uncle Angry. Uncle can't help you. Uncle Angry is chilling, all right? Uncle Angry has supplies. He has food, water, funds, you know, protection. You can go, a passport. Not only a passport, but he has expedited travel. Okay, he's a pre-check. He's pre-checked, so he can get in and out of the country faster than you mofo's. Okay, there's a special line for Uncle Angry. When Uncle Angry wants to leave, there's a special line for him in the airport. He doesn't wait online with the rest of you. There's a special line for him that allows him to just walk right through and get to the plane so that he can get out of the country. Or if he's leaving by land, he can just walk across the border. All right, there's a special line for him. There's a special line for Uncle Angry. There's no special line for you, but there's a special line for Uncle Angry because Uncle Angry wasn't playing games. Uncle Angry planned all. Uncle Angry was prepared for all of this BS from a minute ago. Just making it very, very clear. But guys, yeah, Where everything is heading is we're just going to see one big collapse, like a series of smaller collapse, and then just like one big collapse. I think it can happen where nothing works. Nothing works. The phones don't work. The internet doesn't work. There's no access to funds, and everyone is spiraling. And if you have digital ID in place, and your digital ID gets taken down, the systems that keep digital ID on online, no one will. Everyone is done. Like it's over. The government will stop working. The government will stop working. Companies will stop working. You won't even be able to access information. Even the garbage that they want to feed you, it won't work anymore. It's gonna be, and how does Uncle Angry feel? Uncle Angry is like just doesn't give a damn because Uncle Angry warned you, and that's about it. Uncle Angry is about taking care of Uncle Angry. Let me know what you guys think. We'll talk about what's going on, guys. We'll talk about it in the comments. Do you agree that society is headed for collapse? Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you like the video, share the video, and just remember that all roads lead to MWA, men walking away. And cheers.
Nothing says you care like crypto. Nothing can compare. Nothing says you care like crypto. Oh, nothing can compare to crypto.